Hey guys, DeadeyePlaytime here, and welcome back to another Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 reaction and analysis video. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with Mob Entertainment lately, you will know that they recently posted a new ARG on their YouTube channel the other day, and that is exactly what I'm going to be reacting to in this video, and that is the 1188 Restricted ARG, or as I like to call it, the new Catnap ARG. Now, before I show you guys my reaction, I want to give a little layout on what's going to happen in this video. So, of course, I'm going to show you guys my reaction of the full ARG video, and then I'm going to go through a full analysis of the video, including a deep dive into the characters, the meaning of the video, and a few things that weren't mentioned, or a few things that are tied into this ARG. Which includes more lore on the characters, including PW himself. Now, before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out to my new friend on YouTube, and that is Abram Guy. He is an amazing content creator. He does similar stuff to what I do. He plays a few more indie horror games like Bendy, Poppy Playtime, and FNAF. So I really recommend that you go over to his channel, support him, leave a like and subscribe on his videos. I will leave his link in the description so you guys can visit his channel. And while you're at it, why don't you subscribe to me as well? Because apparently 33.3% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. Subscribing is free and it really helps me out and encourages me to make bigger and better videos. So I really hope you guys go and follow Abram Guy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But with that, let's get into my full reaction of the ARG, and trust me, it's a good one. Alright, I just got up the video, Restricted Conditioning in 1990. I'm gonna put the subtitles up for you guys, just so that you guys can understand it better, and so I can understand it better. But with that, let's get into it. Alright, oh there he is, there's Catnap. Okay, so this is a... Alright.
What's your experiment?
1188, of course. Alright.
Can you tell me who you are?
Okay. Wait, what is this? Wait, hang on. In relation, experiment 1188, Catnap, original experiment date, 11th of the 7th, 1990. Subject birth name Theodore Graham Bell, so that is who Catnap used to be. On the 11th, on November 22nd, 1990, subject 1188 was sent for reconditioning following an incident which resulted in the death of 6 staff and injury of 8 others. Alright. Seems like something Catnap would do. From the beginning, it was clear 1188 would...
Feels weird seeing him like this.
Like what?
Like, feral? I don't think recognize him.
Preston, if I didn't know you, I'd say you sound like a new guy.
Okay.
Does it ever bother you the way they act after you...
Okay, there's a smiling critters, right? Okay, there's a lot happening.
No, not really. The work's important.
Yes, it is. Total treatment time 49 days. Okay, what is? Okay, there's a lot taken in this.
I know it's important, but you can't deny the cost is. Well, there is a cost.
You just can't dwell on it. The trick is to stay focused.
Boy, she's
Besides,
quite
if Grace's treatment plan here works, 1188 won't be feral for long.
Okay.
What is your name?
Okay, come on.
What? Yes, your name, please.
Okay. Treatment outcome successful. Oh, okay, alright. Oh god, oh no. Okay, he's broken through, Okay, alright. Okay. That was something. Now, obviously, that ARG is pretty dark, and of course, very confusing. There is a lot to take in that ARG and what is happening in it, which is why I've pulled out my Poppy Playtime orientation notebook, and I'm just going to quickly read to you all the incident report following the ARG, and then we will get back into the full analysis. So let me just read it all to you, and we'll get back to the main plot of the video. Following placement within his new body, Subject 1188 was contained to allow him a slight adjustment period. However, a security team failed to properly secure and lock his cell. They attempted to confine Subject 1188 after he broke loose and utilized several tranquilizer darts in order to subdue him. Their eventual success came at the cost of 6 lives, whom Subject 1188 hunted individually. The aftermath of this massacre was like a scene out of a horror movie. All blood and bodies along the corridors, tinged and tufts of purple fur. Moving forward, we need to create stricter safety protocols for experimentation. Losing people like this is wasteful, both in terms of company resources and the valuable lives that were lost. We respect the importance of the work and its intended outcomes, but if we want to keep our work moving forward according to schedule, we can't continue to divvy it up to the survivors and expect to keep the same pace or maintain morale. These were our friends, our teammates. It's Nickel Colloway, Carter Stevens, Douglas McKinty, Dagota Giesler, I guess, William Cole, Trenton Robeck. Remember those names. They were people, not things. People. I'd be happy to sit with upper management and detail my ideas for safety improvements to better avoid these situations in the future. I won't see another teammate die. Signed, PW. So now let's get to the important part of the video. Let's go through a full rundown of the entire ARG and a few important details within the video itself. So, the video opens with Catnap in an isolation chamber being questioned by 2 scientists, one male scientist and one female scientist, both whose names are currently unknown. And the female scientist in particular in the video is asking Catnap if he knows what his name is, if he knows what his experiment number is, which of course results in Catnap showing his current feral nature and slamming against the glass before it cuts to a lab report. Now, before we get to the actual report, my theory is that this ARG takes place only a few days after the scientists took Theodore Grambel, the young boy who lived in play care, who was taken for experimentation and turned into Catnap as the Bigger Bodies Initiative project. So the video then cuts to a lab report saying that Catnap/experiment 1188 would need to go through a full rehabilitation after his massacre, which resulted in 14 casualties among the security team. It then shows us saying, from the beginning, it was clear 1188 would need extensive treatment. This obviously shows us that Catnap was a lot more feral and a lot more aggressive than the particular Bigger Bodies Initiative experiments, showing that he wasn't like the others. Like, he was defiant at first. Like, he was trying to fight he was trying to fight what happened to him during the experimentation. But of course, he is slowly slipping away from his actual self. So after this little treatment thing, the video then cuts to Catnap being taken on a gurney by the two scientists. And at this point, the male scientist, who was later to be revealed named Preston, is asking his fellow co-worker, the female scientist, if she feels any guilt for what they're doing, and of course, if what they're doing is right. Which, of course, she coldly replies with no. And then she also then goes on to say, Preston, if I didn't know you, I'd say you sounded like a new guy. This obviously states that the two scientists have been part of the program and part of Playtime Co. for quite some time. Then the video then cuts to Catnap staring at a Playtime Co. screen, and my buddy Abraham Guy actually believes that this part in particular, the scientists have been brainwashing the toys of Playtime Co. Like, specifically the Bigger Bodies Initiative toys. The scientists have most likely been using this technology to brainwash the toys to make them completely forget who they were. To make them forget who they once were, to forget the pain that they went through, and most importantly, so they wouldn't be as defiant and as aggressive. So, of course, the female scientist afterwards continues to question Catnap to see if he knows who he is. Which Catnap at first responds with, "My name is Theodore Grambel." This scene in particular shows that Catnap has not fully become what he is now in Chapter 3. It shows that the toys still know exactly who they once were, or at least the toys that have a sense of personality. Because in Playtime Co., we of course have the intelligent toys and the feral toys. The intelligent toys most likely know exactly who they once were, which is why they're fighting against the prototype. But the feral toys have completely forgotten who they were and are now serving the prototype, trying to kill us. And an example of that is, of course, Catnap. Because when the female scientist then questions him again, Catnap doesn't respond saying, "My name is Theodore Grambel." He says that his name is Catnap, showing that he has completely forgotten who he was, and he is now submissive to the scientists of Playtime Co.
What? Yes, your name, please.
And then it cuts to saying experiment 1188 was a complete success, as most likely this most likely means that Catnap was one of the most successful experiments in the factory, due that he went from being a feral toy who fought against the scientists to being a submissive and now being able to be controlled and tamed by the scientists. That is, of course, until the end of the clip, where we see one of the security guards running down the hallway, and Catnap, of course, breaking free from his cell, which then results in the 14, which then results in his massive massacre, which resulted in the 14 casualties of the security team, which resulted in 6 deaths and 8 major injuries. So that is the recap of the ARG. But before I end off the video, there is something important in this video. Now, if you guys remember, the female scientist called her male co-worker Preston. Now, obviously, this may just seem like a regular name that was given back in the 1990s, but this name is really important. It's not the actual name that's important. It's the fact that the first digit of his name is P, which has made the entire Poppy Playtime community, including myself, believe that Preston is in fact PW. Because another thing that supports this is that she does say that if I didn't know you, I'd say that you sounded like a new guy. Obviously indicating that Preston has been working at Playtime Co. for quite some time. I'm showing that he isn't a new scientist, that he's been working with the Bigger Body Initiative toys for a long time, most likely under the leadership of Harley Sawyer. And as we all know, PW wrote the orientation notebook to warn any new employees about what they were getting themselves into, which is why I do believe Preston is in fact PW himself. Alpha. So we have PW's first name, hopefully, which is Preston, and hopefully soon they will reveal his last name. So for now, I'm going to call him Preston W in the rest of my videos to further expand on this theory throughout the community. Now, there are a few more glitchy pictures in the video, which I don't really have too much time to go over, which is why I've decided to do that in a separate video, which will be released sometime in the week. But other than that, I think I've gone through everything that I can currently in the ARG. Comment down below if I've missed anything, and whatever I've missed, I will make up for it in another video. But other than that, this has been my full reaction and analysis of the new Catnap ARG for Chapter 5. I am DeadeyePlaytime. I will see you all in the next video. Deadeye out.